And let's get to our first topic. So, what the Oscar nominations was going to come out today. Apparently, they're coming out tomorrow because we haven't gotten them yet. You know, at around 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 8 o'clock Pacific Time, it usually comes out because LA. Wait, no, it's isn't it 8 o'clock our time? Because they're 3 hours behind. I always forget. So anyway, they get up at the butt crack of dawn to do the nominations. I thought by the time I woke up this morning it was going to come out, but apparently that's the Razzies. Which, in my opinion, the Razzies is way more entertaining because we could talk about the worst movies of 2025. And that is way more entertaining than this snobby, oh, well, we already know it's going to be Sinners and One Battle After Another and fucking Marty Supreme and all the same old that's been getting nominated. So, I always thought it'd be relatively way more entertaining if we talked about the worst films. And so it should come as no surprise that movies like uh, Snow White, War of the Worlds with Ice Cube, and The Electric State are nominated as some of the worst films of 2025. Now, we already know why people didn't particularly like Snow White. It was they didn't like the CGI and all the other stuff, dwarfs. Then there was issues with what the hell's her name? Gal Gadot, and then people calling her a Zionist, and then Rachel Ziegler coming out with some of her controversial things that she's been saying in the press. And so there was a lot of things that was going on. Plus, the movie wasn't that good. So all of that combination, people, that was going to end up on the worst list. This film also on the right, War of the Worlds. Like, I'm sitting there thinking we gonna get something cool like with aliens, and it's no, it was literally Ice Cube sitting in a damn chair looking at a bunch of damn screens, and we're getting point of views of people who's going through the. I'm like, what? No, that film was a chop. I can't believe they actually gave money. It probably cost like $2 in a paperclip to make the film, but even then, it was you gave them a budget had to be stitched together for them to make this movie. So. That was on the list. Also, like I said, Electric State, anything with Chris Pratt in it, post Star Lord is going to be shit because just like him with that stupid app that him and Gwen Stefani been out here promoting, his career is in the shitter, and rightfully so. We're gonna get into that horrible ass movie he got coming out this week that's about to be a flop. But Electric State, he did that with Millie Bobby Brown. It was an overproduced, way over budget film, and it was trash. That was on Netflix. And then we have Hurry Up Tomorrow. That's the movie where The Weeknd thought he was an actor. And Jenna Ortega was in it. Then you had Star Trek Section 31. That was was that a movie? That was the one with Michelle Yeoh was in it. It was on Paramount. And then of course, like I said, The Electric State. So then Jared Leto also received Worst Actor for Tron Ares. Well, here's the thing. The movie was shit. It's currently on Disney Plus if you care to watch it. I was kind of disappointed in Tron because I expected that movie to kind of follow, like be a direct sequel to Legacy, which was a much better movie. Visually, yes, it had its issues, whatever. Visually and the music was awesome. I like Nine Inch Nails, but the music was not working for me in this movie. There were a couple of pieces that I was like, yeah. And then that Something to Believe In song is cool, but Nine Inch Nails, y'all kind of let me down with the music. It felt like you were trying to capture what Daft Punk did, but you were trying to get more of an edgier, dystopian, industrial vibe, which is your vibe, but it just felt like y'all weren't inspired enough. Like it didn't give me the same thing I was needing that I got from the Daft Punk soundtrack. Jared Leto wasn't the problem in the movie. The movie was bad within itself. The script was a mess. The acting was atrocious. He did what he could do with that film, but Aries should not have been the lead. It should have been Cora and Sam Flynn. But y'all didn't even bring some of the people back to the original movie, so that kind of upset me. And it's cute. It's a cute movie to just like if you're gonna watch it for multiple times. Like when I saw it in the movie, so I had to give it my undivided attention. But if you want to sit at home and actually watch, there's something to leave on in the background and glance up every now and again when you want to look at the cool visual stuff. So he got worst actor, but I guess because it was a bad movie, that's why he was nominated. But other people in that list, it said Natalie Portman, Nicolas Cage, Robert De Niro, Mark Webb, and Michelle Yeoh. Leto, who is an Oscar winner, is no stranger to the Razzies after winning for Morbius, House of Gucci, and a nomination for Suicide Squad. So damn, they felt like he was the worst Joker. Now, they said the Razzies don't receive as much attention as they once did, with many film lovers critical of an award show that pokes fun at movies, filmmakers, and actors in such an overtly oh, please. It's like y'all act like y'all out here curing cancer. You're sitting there on a set for 14 to 16-hour days, pretending to be somebody you're not. Like, relax. And so y'all sit up here like tap, like when you got Timothy Chalamet up here tap dancing for a damn Oscar. Oh, please give me an Oscar. I've been doing everything to get one. Now y'all want to make fun of, but oh, you can't make fun of people for a thing. The one thing I love about the Oscars, and this is the Razzies, and this is the only one I can always remember because off the top of my head. At least Halle Berry was a good sport to show up to the Razzies to get her award for worst actress when she played Catwoman. Now, Catwoman, I liked her in the costume. That movie was trash. But when you look at it now, it is a guilty pleasure. And I like my guilty pleasure. I like my little campy movies. But I was glad that she showed up for, for as a good sport. But they said the 2026 Razzies, a $4.97 gold spray painted worst picture trophy, are scheduled to take place on Saturday, March 14th, the day before the Oscars are held. And so let's go through the list. So worst picture, The Electric State, Hurry Up Tomorrow, Disney Snow White, Star Trek Section 31, and War of the Worlds. Worst actor, Dave Bautista in The Lost Lands. Okay, that movie was pretty bad. And Mila Jovovich was in it too. Was she nominated for Best Actor? I mean, worst. Yes, she was. Worst actress. We'll get to that in a second. But the movie was terrible. Her husband directed it. I don't know what happened to Paul W.S. Anderson. He used to make some really cool movies. Like, I loved his Mortal Kombat. I liked his Alien versus Predator. He's made some pretty decent movies. I even like the first Resident Evil. And I got a soft spot for all the other ones, even though they're pretty much rip-offs of The Matrix in a lot of its aesthetic. But for the most part, I relatively enjoyed a lot of they're guilty pleasures to me. But I don't know what the hell happened to Paul W.S. Anderson. And like, it's just like he just sleepwalks through making them damn movies. I don't know who's become the worst director, him or Uwe Boll. So yeah, then you got worst actor, as we said, Dave Bautista in The Lost Worlds, Ice Cube War of the Worlds, Scott Eastwood for Alarum, Jared Leto for Tron Ares, and Abel the Weekend Tesfaye for Hurry Up Tomorrow. Now, worst actress, Ariana DeBose for Love Her. Well, that was a terrible movie. But wait a minute, if that was worse, why was Ki Hui Kwan not up in here? Because he was the actor in that film. Ariana DeBose, Love Hurts. Mila Jovovich in The Lost Lands, Natalie Portman, oh yeah, that movie was terrible. Fountain of Youth, Rebel Wilson for Brideheart, and Michelle Yeoh for Star Trek Section 31. I'm surprised they didn't say, I'm glad they didn't say she was the worst actress for Wicked. Wicked for Good. Now, worst remake slash ripoff slash sequel. I Know What You Did Last Summer, 2025, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Then you have The Smurfs, Snow White, and War of the Worlds. This is going to be a hard one because all these movies on the list were bad. War of the Worlds was unwatchable. Snow White was atrocious. Smurfs, ciao bye. Five Nights at Freddy's 2, I wanted to punch the air every time I watch. Like, when I watched that movie in the theater, I'm like, what is this shit? And I'm surprised that people actually are genuine. Like, the Five Nights at Freddy's fans that would sit up there like, oh my God, this movie is good. I'm like, are we watching the same damn movie? Because the script was terrible. You didn't see nobody get killed. It was all off screen. And it was just bad acting all around. Like, literally, I love me some Josh Hutcherson. That boy could sit on my face and take away my oxygen. The problem was he was barely like aware of what was going on in that movie. It just seemed like he was sleepwalking through that damn movie too. So Five Nights at Freddy's was bad. I Know What You Did Last Summer. It is watchable, although there was some creative decisions going on in that movie. I'm like, okay, a lot of these sequences weren't really earned, but whatever. But if I was to give it to anybody, I would give it to War of the Worlds because that movie was just unwatchable. Worst supporting actress, Anna Klumsky. I don't even know if she was still around. All I remember her was from playing Veda in freaking My Girl. That's the last time I watched Anna Klumsky in something. And My Girl too. Now this is Emma Horvath from The Strangers Chapter 2. Okay, those movies are just unwatchable. The first one was bad, the second was bad, and I don't give a shit about the third one. Scarlett Rose Stallone. Is that Sylvester's daughter? Well, if she got about as much rain as her daddy. I can understand why she's on the worst actress list. Gunslingers, never even heard of this movie. Casey Roll from Star Trek 30, Section 31, and Isis Valverde from Alarm. I don't even know what the fucking Alarm is. I guess that's probably one of those straight to streaming movies because I don't recall that even going into the theater. Worst supporting actor, all 7 artificial dwarfs in Snow White. That's funny. Nicolas Cage from Gunslinger. Oh, that was a Nicolas Cage. So clearly it must have went straight to DVD or streaming or Hulu or whatever the fuck they call it now. Stephen Dorff. I didn't even know Stephen Dorff was still around. The last time I watched him in something was when he played Deacon Frost in Blade. That was like 20 some odd years ago. Stephen Dorff of Brideheart, Greg Kinnear, Off the Grid, and Sylvester Stallone. Oh, he was in that movie too. That's well, I was gonna say, well, no, Alarm is a different movie than Gunslinger. Because I was like, oh, so that's how she got the part. Worst screen combo, all 7 dwarfs of Snow White, James Corden and Rihanna in Smurfs, Ice Cube and his Zoom camera, War of the Worlds, Robert De Niro and Robert De Niro as Frank and Vito in The Alto Nights, a movie no one saw, and The Weeknd and his colossal ego in Hurry Up Tomorrow. Yeah, stick to the music, yeah. As you know, TLC would say, stick to the rivers and the lakes. So now, worst director, Rich Lee, War of the Worlds, Olatunde Osunsanmi for Star Trek Section 31. Say that 10 times fast. The Russo brothers in the Electric State, the Trey Edward Schultz for Hurry Up Tomorrow, and Mark Webb for Snow White. Now, here's the thing I've noticed outside of Avengers. Do y'all notice that the Russo brothers, everything they touch is just horrible? Like the movies they produce, the movies they direct has all been bad. But it's like when it comes to MCU stuff, the movies are great. Is it because they're held on a leash with Kevin? They're doing what Kevin Feige is like, okay, this is the idea, this is the plan, this is what I want you to go with, and you have to color within the lines of that. Whereas, because I would think that if you were a good director and you had other movies that came out that would succeed this Avengers, the Avengers movies you did in Captain America and the upcoming Avengers movies that everybody that I hear all the people behind the scenes are raving about, especially John Campbell, who can't shut the fuck up every 5 minutes about how he read the script and it's gonna be awesome. People irritate me with that. It's like, what the fucking do? You read the script, but now is the execution of the script gonna actually blow our socks off when the movie comes out? So we'll see. But it just seems like the Russos, everything they touch outside of the MCU is just crap. So yeah, so I don't know who they should give that to. Maybe just give it let War of the Worlds clean up because since that movie was so bad, that and Hurry Up Tomorrow just on principle. And worst screenplay, The Electric State. They got a bunch of people that wrote that. We don't need to go into who it is because a lot of us don't know who they are, and quite frankly, I don't care. So the worst screenplay, The Electric State. Sorry, Hurry Up Tomorrow, Snow White, Section 31, Star Trek World War. It's like the same damn 5 movies. And there were way worse movies I could sure that was probably out, but this is what they nominated so far. And yeah, so I say all this to you. What do you think of all of this regarding, the Razzie Award nominations that have come out? What movies did y'all see this year that's on that list that you think should get the award and clean up at the Razzies, or movies that weren't even mentioned on the list that you felt like, wait a minute, now they neglected to put this one up there because this movie was just as bad as those, but y'all just nominated the same damn 5 flicks. Kind of like how they do with the Oscars, with their little faves or whatever. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.